the fourth quarter. That doesn't matter now. New day, new game here in the SEC tournament. Winner going to the semifinal. LSU controls the tip right into the hands of Alexis Morris.
Right away, Diamond battles, gets the steal. Defense is what she brings to the court. She loves the defensive side of the ball.
I think she gets more fired up about a big defensive play than hitting a big shot.
When we talked to her, what's it, day before yesterday or yesterday morning, she said she would rather get stops on defense than score points.
And you know Coach Abe loves that.
Oh, that's the ideal player for Coach Abe.
You see Georgia's starting five, no changes there. They will have Zoisha Smith available once again today. She didn't play in the 4 games before the SEC tournament. And here's LSU's starting five. They've got some veterans. They also have the SEC Freshman of the Year in Flau'jae Johnson. LaDasia Williams with the first points for LSU. A transfer from Missouri.
LaDasia has been so efficient playing alongside Angel Reese.
Here's Chloe Chapman. They'll go over to Audrey Warren, the Texas transfer, and she hits. You know, yesterday, this Georgia team, they took down Auburn 63-47. Coach Abe became the first Georgia coach to win her first SEC tournament appearance. They really ended that game, or excuse me, in the second quarter is when they really pushed ahead. 26-10, outscoring Auburn in that quarter.
Well, you just wait till Alicia Lewis come in the game. It's a point guard that transferred in from UCF. She really gets the offense going for Georgia.
Second steal already by Audrey Warren. Swing it over to Chloe Chapman. Brittany Smith inside. Back out to Diamond. Battles for three. No. Flau'jae Johnson with the rebound.
She said, give me that.
Yeah, it's mine.
Snatched that out of the air.
Her first SEC tournament for the freshman. Alexis Morris. Oh, that's a good sign if you're LSU.
Oh, if Morris gets off to an early start, watch out. Things can really heat up.
Ooh. Alexis Morris coming off 23 points in their last game over Mississippi State. She did that without hitting a three.
Angel Reese looked like she got caught in the eye.
Battles guarded by Alexis Morris. That should be a fun matchup right there. This will be a 2 for Battles, no. You mentioned Alexis Morris. Look at her last 9 games, almost 19 points per game and shooting 43% from the field. Flau'jae!
She's just a freshman. Flau'jae Johnson came down smooth in transition, and she had that bounce like this was going to be it.
You know, Kim Mulkey really had to rebuild this roster. She lost 80% of her scoring from last season, so she went to the transfer portal, but she also brought in some talent, like freshman Flau'jae Johnson.
Flau'jae Johnson and Samara Smith have really been impactful as freshmen for LSU.
So Flau'jae is going to take a seat.
Angel, her eye is really, really red. Look at Flau'jae snatch that rebound, and then the other direction, she ran quickly and just bounced right into that three-point shot.
And Alicia Lewis in the game. She had a career-high 12 assists yesterday. Jordan Isaac's trying to go, and there's Samaya Smith, the freshman you were talking about for LSU.
It's going to be important with Angel Reese out of the game. Smith can't get herself now in foul trouble. She's got to play smart defense. I know she can be amped up. This is her first SEC tournament, but until they can get Angel Reese back on the floor, Samaya's got to play smart. You see Alexis Morris talking to her saying, look, just go straight up.
Angel Reese, they're still looking at that right eye. It's pretty red. It looks like she's going to go back over to the table and check in. Isaacs gets 1 of 2. All right, so when you're facing this Georgia team, you know you're going to get a tough defense, this matchup. How's LSU attacking?
Well, the key to the matchup is that SEC, and I talked about it all day yesterday, you've got to get the ball inside, flashes to the middle, or you just get the ball to Alexis Morris.
Or you just hit Breeze.
Or Lex Luthor.
Uh-oh.
That's her alter ego.
That's her alter ego, Lex Luthor. Watch out. Diamond battles for 2. Alexis Morris already 6 points, 2 for 2 from 3.
Kim Mulkey said she needed Alexis Morris to start out big instead of waiting for making big shots in the fourth quarter or overtime. Bring it in the first. And Morris, number 45 in white, took that to heart.
She was kind of funny about it. Kim was like, I think she does it on purpose. Waits to the last minute.
She said she wants to keep the fans entertained, make sure they stick around.
Kateri Poole's gonna get it back. Watch out, Alexis Morris! Out of her mind. Welcome to the SEC tournament. Already 9 points.
You can tell when Alexis Morris gets this look, she is locked in.
Brittany Smith with the floater. LaDeja Williams is gonna get the rebound back up to Angel Reese.
Here's what I love about Angel Reese. She has the ability to handle the basketball, lead the break. Jasmine Carson should have given her that assist.
Jasmine Carson trying to find that three-point shot again. In their last game, she was 0 for 6 from 3. That's been her bread and butter, shooting the long ball. Diamond battles ending a field goal drought of 3 minutes for Georgia.
And the thing about Diamond battles that she has the ability to do is she can break a play to make a play. So when Georgia needs a bucket, number 3 in red can make it happen.
LaDeja Williams flashing to the high post. Kick back to the corner. They give Jasmine Carson another shot. It's going to be white ball, foul whistled against Georgia. Kim Mulkey, she talked about it. Last year they came in, played their first game in the SEC tournament, and they were sent home. So she said, our game this year, come in, win one game at a time.
That has to be your goal. So much has been questioned of how good is this LSU team with the non-conference. It was one of the weakest schedules in the country. But LSU did what they were supposed to. They beat those teams by significant amounts. And then when they went through the SEC, hey, you got to put some respect on their name.
Yeah, only one loss, and that was to South Carolina. First foul whistled against Diamond Battles.
We talked about this Georgia defense. It is a matchup. It will morph into looking from a 1-2-2. It can look like a 3-2. It can look like a 2-3. At times, it can look like a man-to-man.
We saw it really challenge Auburn yesterday. This will be Georgia basketball. Well, LSU has come out their first game in the SEC tournament this year. Alexis Morris, she came ready to shoot the basketball. 9 points, already 3 for 3 from behind the arc. The 2023 SEC Women's Basketball Tournament on the SEC Network is presented by Regions, the official bank of the SEC.
And very confident, but Brooke, I get the point that Kim Mulkey is making of getting a post touch, getting a paint touch inside, playing inside out, because you can fall in love with the three-point shot, and when shots stop falling, your defense can become stagnant. But a few possessions earlier, they got the ball inside. The ball got kicked out to Alexis Morris, and then she hit Jasmine Carson. Carson didn't hit the shot, but that's the movement Kim Mulkey's looking for.
We'll see what happens when LSU goes back on offense. Javin Nicholson down on the block, over to Mallory Bates. Mallory Bates turning it up as the season goes along for Georgia in her 6th year as a Lady Bulldog.
Now, Alicia Lewis is in at the top of the zone for Georgia. She was the player that got things going for Georgia yesterday against Auburn.
That's number 23 in red. So we'll see if LSU getting those paint touches Kim Mulkey talked about. There's one. Angel Reese missed, but she's fouled on the shot going to the free throw line.
I love the connection between Alexis Morris and Angel Reese. They look both, they're so fiercely competitive, and they look to how they can make each other better. They try to set each other up.
Well, we were talking to Alexis about that, about playing with Angel Reese yesterday, and she said, look, I'm a dominant personality. I love playing with Angel because she is too, and they can be so honest with each other. And we've seen that come out.
We've seen some just, look, bare honesty. They keep it real. That's when Morris had to tell her, talk to me nice.
Talk to me nice. I feel like we have that relationship too.
I do. Talk to me nice.
Talk to me nice.
Now, Georgia's offense, they have a lot of success when they run some ball screen action, some pick and roll.
There's Javin Nicholson at the elbow.
Javin Nicholson has done a terrific job being that six-man spark in the post for the Lady Bulldogs.
Kateri Poole going inside to LaDasia Williams. She's working on Nicholson. There's Angel Reese to dump it off to. Rebound again. She is a machine on the glass. Flau'jae Johnson saving it. Zoisha Smith going the other way. She's stripped by Morris. Angel Reese and one coming. Relentless.
Quick hands, quick defense. Not giving up on the play, and then heads up of Morris finding Reese on the other end and getting the finish to the basket, an opportunity to go to the free throw line.
And LSU's bench loving it. And keep in mind too, Alexis Morris, I mean, she's moved back into the point guard role this year. She is looking so comfortable there. And Kim Mulkey had her there her freshman year when she played for Kim at Baylor.
So that's why Kim had the confidence of moving. Last season, she had Kayla Pointer to run the point, and she knew the scoring ability that Alexis Morris had, but had all the confidence in the world because of their previous experience together that she could go back and move to the point. And Alexis Morris has the ability to know, yes, I can score, but when I have to distribute and run a team, she can do that as well.
Flau'jae in the corner, skip it over to Poole.
So there's no flashes to the middle, and the ball has stayed around the perimeter.
There you go.
That's where you want to get it, but you don't dribble from there.
Third LSU turnover. Diamond Battles over to Alicia Lewis. This time Battles will get the assist. It was Lewis getting all the assists yesterday with 12. That was 2 shy of the Georgia record. Flau'jae Johnson, jump up.
Alexis Morris saw that play the time before that Flau'jae was going to be open in the corner, remembered it, and came back to it next trip down.
Javin Nicholson underneath going up against Angel Reese, gets 2 more. Nicholson's got 4.
Javin Nicholson's going to continue to go inside because the best way to keep Angel Reese off the glass, get her into some foul trouble. So they're trying to attack her in the paint.
Morris back the other way. Angel Reese up ahead. One-handed. 7 points for Angel.
You know, Angel Reese is ambidextrous. She's going to shoot that layup right-handed, but you'll see her for a jump shot. She's going to switch over and use her left. It is the most unorthodox thing, but that's just what you call talent. The duo of Reese and Morris. Morris said, go, and Reese said, I got you. Gets down the floor, one-hand scoop, and gets the 2.
Brooke, when you watch this duo, Alexis Morris and Angel Reese, what's been standing out to you?
That they're connected. It's like they have a sixth sense that they know where to pass it, where to meet it. The eye contact is there. And it just screams chemistry to me. It screams closeness. So you're watching these 2 players work in unison as if they have the same brain.
One of the things Kim Mulkey did when Angel Reese got on campus, their workouts was a lot of scrimmages. And that's the best way you can find out and know the tendencies of each other by just flat out playing.
paying up so far. Reese getting a breather right now, 7 points, but Alexis Morris already has 4 assists.
Morris has scored. She has distributed. She's doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, she's out here talking big time, too. I mean, consistently clapping, communicating, which is also something I really love about the way she and Angel Reese work together.
Well, because we have done a couple of games where Alexis Morris has not gotten out to a good start, and Kim Mulkey's had to pull her.
Yeah.
I think this senior understands the importance of this tournament, and she's got to set the tone and lead by example.
That pass swatted away by Brittany Smith. Back to LSU. They'll move it around. Try the other side with LaDeja Williams.
Oh, that's a big-time move on the baseline, number 0.
Got to get back, though. Zoisha Smith. It has been big to have her back in this SEC tournament for Georgia.
Well, Zoisha Smith is that athlete that can run the floor, can keep the pressure on the defense.
LSU now, they've hit 4 of their last 5 shots. Shot clock still on here. Morris almost lost it, 10 seconds. Flage for 3. LSU has hit 5 3-pointers. Georgia can take the final shot of the quarter. And they did not get it off in time. LSU, after 10 minutes, they are up by 10, 28-18 in this quarterfinal. The 2023 SEC Women's Basketball Tournament on the SEC Network is presented by Regions, the official bank of the SEC. Welcome back to the 2023 SEC Women's Basketball Tournament on the SEC Network, presented by Regions. Start of the second quarter here. LSU on top by 10. They've been hitting the long ball. Carolyn, they already have 5 3-pointers made. They're shooting 62% from range.
It's working from the perimeter, but you can't live and die from the three-point line. You've got to get back to playing your style, and that's playing from the inside out.
They go inside to Angel Reese immediately on this possession. The connection between her and Alexis Morris has been so strong, and she's fouled. She'll go to the free throw line.
See Angel Reese very visibly frustrated because she has really struggled to finish layups inside. I think she was thrown off a little bit by that early injury, that contact that she had to her face. And so now just got to settle back in.
Yeah, she had to check out early in this game. Her right eye is very red. So it took her a minute to get composure. Whenever you take a shot to the eye, it's not fun. But 8 points, 3 rebounds right now for Angel Reese. We are on double-double watch. She has 27 double-doubles on the season. That ties an LSU record. How does Georgia get going against LSU?
Well, Alicia Lewis was a big spark for Georgia yesterday. She had 12 assists. Ball movement is going to be key. And that's tough against LSU's man-to-man defense. They deny passes. They get into passing lanes. So how do you fight pressure with pressure? Got to get some backdoor cuts.
LSU's defense third in the SEC, and the scoring defense is. Flage Johnson going inside to Williams.
Like this overhead angle, because you can see the defense goes from a 2-3, and now it looks like a 3-2.
Shot short for Alexis Morris. She's got 9 points, all of them coming from 3. Audrey Warren driving past Flage.
That's a smart move by Audrey Warren, because you know that Flage Johnson is a leaper, and she's going for the block every time.
We've seen her block a few shots every once in a while.
Oh, she can get up now. I mean, Flage Johnson reminds me of Kalia Copper that plays for the Chicago Sky in the WNBA.
In what way?
Because she can fly, because she can do that right there, she can knock down threes, and then she is super fast in transition.
We're going to get it up ahead to Javin Nicholson. They do, even though it was tipped by LSU.
The no-look pass. Alicia Lewis, she is the one that gets things going for the Lady Bulldogs.
Look, she's a veteran. She came over with Coach Abe from UCF, one of 3 Knights to do that, to become Georgia Lady Bulldogs. Jordan Isaac stepped in front of LaDeja Williams. Okay, behind the back dribble from Alicia.
Look how she keeps her head up, surveying, finding. She finds Battles, and Battles gets fouled.
And that foul's going to be on Angel Reese. That'll be her first.
She should be getting 3 shots right now.
Yes. She was behind the three-point line. Diamond Battle's the leading scorer for Georgia. Just 2 points so far, started 1 for 5.
But the first time these 2 teams met, Diamond Battles had 22 points and 5 steals. It's just a matter of time before she gets turned up.
Yeah, and that was her highest total in her career against a ranked opponent. Battles was an All-American at UCF, the American Conference Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. 2 of 2 so far, 1 more coming.
Okay, watch this free throw. She holds it, and then she does a little shimmy with her shoulders.
Little shrug.
Little, I got this. You see that?
Yeah.
Just a little shrug. I'm ready.
7-0 run for Georgia. They've cut the lead to 4. Last year, Poa into the corner for Alexis Morris. And Audrey Warren, look, we talk about the toughness of Diamond Battle. Audrey Warren is one of the toughest players on the court. You see that collar around her neck, that's called a Q collar. She's had a couple of concussions, numerous concussions in her career, so that helps prevent some of those.
Warren missed a couple of games with a wrist injury, and we talked to Diamond Battles about Warren getting back on the court. There you go, Alexis Morris knocking down the shot, but that really fueled Diamond Battles with having Warren on the court. She said, I love playing with somebody who plays defense and loves defense as much as I do.
Alicia Lewis, top of the key. Angel Reese stripped to the basketball. Kateri Poole diving on the ground to save it. And last year, Poa will shoot, but Alicia Lewis very slow to get up as LSU finishes underneath. They're going to take Alicia Lewis out. Keep an eye on her, but hopefully she's okay. She was really helping Georgia's offense get going.
She picked up the speed and the tempo of the game. She did a terrific job of pushing in transition, and then she became a clog in the middle of the zone. LSU couldn't get the ball inside.
Doisha Smith for 2. Georgia's gone 4 for 4.
You know, unlike Smith's game, she can go fast. Then when she gets into her spot, she slows down and then just gets right into what it is she needs to do.
4 points for Zoisha Smith.
See, both posts on the block just matches up perfectly for the defense.
And Alexis Morris is going to be fouled shooting a 3 by Diamond Battles. That's going to be the second on Battles.
So Morris is going to go there for 3. She has been locked in this whole entire first half.
It's been quite a journey for Alexis Morris, going from Baylor to Rutgers to Texas A&M to LSU.
She needed to reconnect with Kim Mulkey. She said she really likes the discipline that she has learned from Coach Mulkey. She said Kim Mulkey has held her accountable, and because of her, it has really helped her to grow up.
And it's not just on the court, it's off the court as well.
Exactly. You know, that just shows great maturity on Alexis Morris's part to recognize, and she said that her grandmother told her, you know, you need that discipline. You need that discipline. So when she got dismissed from Baylor, went to Rutgers, Texas A&M, that's when her support system said to her, listen, you need to reconnect with Kim Mulkey, and that's why she found herself in Baton Rouge.
Little pause there as they were checking something at the scorer's table, but we're back ready to go here. Morris gets the first. 2 and 1 more coming.
Alexis Morris already has 12 points.
Actually 15 now.
15 points.
That escalated quickly.
My stat broadcast had not updated yet.
Okay. I got you, Peck.
I appreciate it. It's a good sign for Georgia to have Alicia Lewis back on the floor.
Oh, look at Zoisha Smith.
That's the athlete that Coach Abed told us. Zoisha Smith gets those offensive rebounds. That was the #1 thing she told us that Smith brings to the floor.
But Deja Williams is there to scoop up the loose ball. Georgia still has outscored LSU here in the second quarter, 12-9.
I think Alicia Lewis has a lot to do. I love how she sees and surveys the floor.
Smith's shot won't fall. Deja Williams there, and she is fouled by Jordan Isaacs. That's going to be her second. Isaacs, one of the key leaders for this Georgia team.
Isaacs brings it on the defensive end, but she's got to stay on the floor in order to help her team.
Carson back in the game for LSU.
The last trip down, LSU flashed Flaje Johnson in the middle.
Morris gets the screen from Samaya. Carson. There's Samaya Smith in the lane. Flaje for 3. Buried it!
Flaje let it go and started heading the other direction.
She knew.
Money.
Yeah, that's a traveling violation. It'll be LSU basketball. So Georgia making a run here, but LSU trying to answer back too. They're back to a 10-point lead. It's 42-32.
So
from our production trucks outside, but they're back. Everybody's safe. That's the good news. And we are going to restart this basketball game, this quarterfinal between Georgia and LSU. Courtney Lyle, Carolyn Peck, and Brooke Weisbrod with you. I mean, that's a pretty lengthy delay, over 40 minutes. So now teams got to regroup and get back into the groove of things. We're just in the second quarter.
No, the coaches have to keep their teams focused. When I went back in the delay, they were back there fueling their bodies because it's been a long time since they had pregame meal. But I've got to believe both coaches are hoping their teams stay hot because they were both shooting over 56% from the floor. It was a shootout. I hope they have stayed at least a little bit warm.
So they're both back out on the floor. Brooke, I know you caught up with both of the coaches.
I did, and just talked to them how they spent the time. And LSU kind of separated, had the players go into the locker room, the coaches in the room themselves. But Morris kept everybody going. Coach Mulkey told me that she was the one verbally keeping everybody up. Georgia, in the meantime, went back and watched film. And I thought that was really interesting. They pulled clips to see what they could do better. And Coach Abe said, well, I'll let you know if it pays off later on.
Well, Alexis Morris stayed hot because she came out of the locker room still firing.
We'll see how that film adjustment works for Georgia. Alexis Morris started this game hot. She went 3 for 3 to start from three-point range. She's now has 17 points. Winner of this game is going to move on to the semifinal tomorrow to face either Tennessee or Kentucky.
And Georgia's had a little bit of an issue trying to score against LSU's pressure defense. And their hard denial, forcing back cuts, the rotations have been there.
How have you seen LSU adapt to Georgia's matchup defense?
Well, they're doing a better job of moving the basketball, and that's what you can do right there, just scoring over the top. Because you have the length of Angel Reese inside. That time, Georgia was able to get a stop.
Zoisha Smith with the takeaway. Audrey Warren traveled.
A little surprised, Diamond Battle starting the game out on the bench. Number 3 for Georgia.
Yeah, she's their leading scorer. Now she has 2 personal fouls. Just 5 points, 1 for 5 from the field. LSU has done a nice job on her. Morris over to Jasmine Carson in the corner. Morris right in the paint, too much. LaDeja Williams going after it, and it ricochets into the hands of Georgia. Audrey Warren. It's the floor hard for Georgia.
Well, she's tough. You see her, it's going to take a whole lot to get her not to be able to get off the floor.
And they call that the second foul on Angel Reese.
Angel Reese looks like she had an eyelash repair.
Yeah, she took a hit to the face really early at the start of this game. Her right eye was very red. Lost some lashes in the process, but the good news is it's not looking as red as it was. It looked like it was bothering her.
It looks like it has cleared up.
Yeah. Alyssa Lewis probing, a little bit short on the shot. And it's going to be a foul on Georgia. It'll be LSU ball. That's the first on Brittany Smith.
Coach A bringing Mallory Bates into the game. I think continuing to have length inside defensively, especially with Angel Reese on the bench.
And Mallory Bates has given some nice minutes for Georgia. She comes in with experience.
And you're going to need length because that freshman, Samaya Smith, number 5 in white, she has a tremendous vertical. She can get up inside.
Flajay Johnson trying to get around Zoisha Smith. The defense for Zoisha.
Zoisha had missed the last few games of the regular season. Having her back and having that defensive pressure has really been beneficial for the Georgia Lady Bulldogs.
Well, Georgia played Auburn yesterday. That's when they opened their SEC tournament run, and she had a play where she sprinted down the court to stop a transition ball, got a huge block.
You see what Mallory Bates' length inside can really cause problems for LaDeja Williams inside.
Diamond Battles back in with those 2 fouls. LSU ball.
Now, without Angel Reese in the ball game, how does LSU score? It doesn't have to be the home run. The movement with the 2 post players, the flash inside out, and I would get a touch inside, but then kick back out. Alexis Morris and Flajay Johnson have been lighting it up from the perimeter.
7-0 run for LSU. Tigers hit 7 3-pointers. I'd say that is the definition of lighting it up, hitting 58% from behind the arc. And that's going to be a double dribble. It got caught in Alexis Morris's hands. So back to Georgia, the Lady Bulldogs, last 6 possessions, they've had 4 turnovers.
They've got to do a nice job of taking care of the ball and understand that LSU is going to be in the passing lanes. So they could spread the floor and then cuts, backdoor cuts.
It's a 3.5 minute scoring drought for Georgia.
Oh, I like this matchup. Battle of Morris.
Javin Nicholson now the turnaround. It's short. Flau'jae Johnson coming out with it on the move. Running into a lot of red jerseys. Alicia Lewis just took it away. Up to Zoisha Smith. No teammate to throw it to.
And LSU doesn't recognize they've got numbers. Smith is still back.
Morris off the back of the iron. Lewis flying through the air to grab the rebound. Approaching 5 minutes for Georgia without points. And Alicia Lewis is fouled by Alexis Morris. This is our third quarterfinal matchup of the day. South Carolina, Ole Miss, they have both advanced to this first semifinal tomorrow. We've got LSU, Georgia right now. Remember this first meeting during the regular season, it went to overtime, so anything's possible. Our nightcap is going to be Tennessee and Kentucky. Those two teams just played on Sunday.
Going back to that first meeting, Georgia won the first and third quarter. LSU won the second and the fourth. So,
in overtime.
It was just a battle back and forth.
Alicia Lewis, she's hit 2 now from that spot.
Alicia Lewis has been the bright spot offensively for Georgia. Whenever they have hit that scoring drought, Coach Abe can call her number, and number 3 in red, 23 in red, can make it happen.
She had 8 points yesterday. She has 8 points right now. Under the basket, it's LaDasia Williams. The heave from Alicia Lewis won't go, but LSU is going to end the half on a 12-5 run. Alexis Morris, she came out ready to go in her SEC tournament debut for this year's tournament. 17 points, 4 of 6 from three-point range. And let's send it over to Brooke, who's standing by with Kim Mulkey.
7 of 12 from the three-point line because they knew they were going to have to face the matchup of Georgia. Then Georgia put in Alicia Lewis, and she came in and started the offense to go for the Lady Bulldogs. So Georgia's going to have to find its offense coming out of the locker room to get off to a fast start in this third quarter.
Yeah, Georgia really got back in it because of their bench points, 24 bench points. Brooke, what was Coach Abe like coming out of the locker room?
Yeah, Coach Abe pleased with her team's defense. She said, hey, we got 6 stops in a row. I'm okay with that. What we need to do right now, though, is score.
And that was a problem against Auburn yesterday, was the stops and starts of the offense. Javin Nicholson was a bright spot off the bench in the paint for Georgia, so we'll see how soon Coach Abe goes to her if the offense is not producing early on.
Yeah, Javin Nicholson already has 8 points coming off the bench for Georgia. Last touch by Diamond Battles. Tennessee has arrived. We'll see Rakia Jackson, Jordan Horston, and the Lady Vols take on rival Kentucky. That'll be in our second game 30 minutes after this one concludes. Maybe a little bit later than they anticipated.
I think they were a little late, probably watching in the hotel because they showed up late, allowing for the delay.
LaDasia Williams with 10 points now. That's 4 players for LSU in double figures already.
The balance is what makes LSU so dangerous. It's not just all about Angel Reese.
There's a nice look for Brittany Smith. Smith's first points. She was one of those transfers from UCF that came with Katie Abrahamson-Henderson to take over this Georgia program. The deep long pass inside to Angel Reese.
That happened because it was like a 1-2-2. They overloaded the defense, 2 guarding 1, and pulling the ball off the baseline gives a good angle for the diagonal pass.
She's got 12 points, 4 rebounds, already 27 double-doubles on the season. That ties the LSU single-season record.
Keep an eye on Reese on the backside. The diagonal pass from Jasmine Carson because she had 2 guard 1. And when that happens, it's one-on-one on the backside. A smaller Diamond Battles got caught on Angel Reese.
Brittany Smith in trouble on the floor. Jump ball, possession arrow to Georgia, so it'll stay on this end. Seconds. Chloe Chapman at the top. Audrey Warren working her way to the free throw line.
Flajay Johnson's been burned twice on that today. Going for the shot fake, getting on the air. All you got to do is chop step into the closeout, hands up.
Angel Reese trying to get some room, and she's fouled.
You watch Warren give the shot fake, and Flajay Johnson goes for it, gets herself out of position, and gives space for Audrey Warren.
It'll be the third foul on Jordan Isaacs. Audrey Warren's matched her point total from last night. She's got 7. Her experience has been important for Georgia, especially when it comes to having a new coach, to learning a new culture. She went to back-to-back Elite Eights with Texas.
And having that, not only experience, but experience of success and understanding what it takes to play at that standard. The standard that Coach Abe holds, has always held her teams to, of that winning culture mentality, whether it be at Albany, at UCF, and now at the University of Georgia.
Angel Reese getting both free throws.
Angel Reese appears to be back to normal after she got her eyelashes fixed, you know.
Yeah. She took a hit to the face early on in this game.
Well, Bobby Barbie, you gotta look right. You gotta look good to play good.
You gotta be able to see to play good.
That is true too.
Yeah, her eye was pretty red to start this game, but it looks much better now. There's some talking between Diamond Battles and Kim Mulkey. Did Angel Reese just go over to Kim and say, I got you?
I'm not real sure.
Battles with the steal up ahead to Chloe Chapman. Too much on the layup. LaDasia Williams is on the other end for LSU, and she can't hit.
Oh my goodness, you gotta make those. That's 2 blown layups.
Battles pulling up at the elbow. Diamond Battles started 1 for 7. She now 2 for 8 with 7 points.
Alexis Morris a little sloppy with the basketball. That's just what Georgia needs to get themselves back in the game.
Angel Reese going.
Kim Mulkey wanted her team to run the floor. Nobody ran with Angel Reese, so they had to set up.
Both of these teams still shooting 50% from the field in this game.
The key is don't turn the ball over.
Jasmine Carson stepping into it.
Carson still trying to find it. She had one more pass and she would have had Flajay Johnson in the corner.
Well, she's 0 for 3 from 3 today. It was 0 for 6 in their last game from 3. Javin Nicholson got caught too far underneath the hoop. Alexis Morris, that looks pretty. That's 5 3-pointers for Alexis Morris. Tying her career high. 3 straight games, she's had 20 points.
Alexis Morris, the senior, number 45 in white, came in locked, loaded, and ready to knock it down for the LSU Tigers.
Foul, and they're looking at the monitor right now. And it looks like we're ready to go. Maybe they were going back to check the clock. Didn't get official word there, but 6:06 remaining in the third quarter. And so now three fouls apiece for Angel Reese of LSU and 3 fouls for Diamond Battles of Georgia. Both players on their respective benches right now. She will dump it into the high post with LaDasia Williams. Flage. Oh my! 4 for 4, Flage! SEC Freshman of the Year.
And she is demonstrating why. We've watched her grow throughout this season. I think the South Carolina game, that was too big of a moment, right? But it was great experience for her to prepare her for the SEC tournament.
Brittany Smith with the answer. Yeah, we asked Kim Mulkey about that yesterday when they came into the gym for shoot-around. Like, how's Flage? Have you seen her grow since that moment? And she said, yeah, she acknowledged that they've worked on it. She's trusted in her teammates. She'll be ready. She was. So was Alexis Morris.
Alexis Morris has come fully loaded today. She had that look when we were at practice that she was going to be ready with this being her last SEC tournament. She wanted to make it a good one.
Got the takeaway there, too. 24 points now for Alexis Morris. This is the 7th time this season she's gone over the 20-point mark, and Coach Abe wants to call timeout.
LSU has been locked in, dialed in. They are 9 of 15 from the three-point line. And why? Your freshman. She's feeling it. Knocking it down.
Championship Sunday almost here. Starts at noon. We will crown the SEC champion at 3 Eastern on ESPN. And don't forget, too, game day is going to be here in Greenville at the SEC tournament.
Oh, you got Elle Duncan, Rebecca Lobo are coming to join Andrea Carter and myself. So we'll get things warmed up at the beginning of the day. We'll talk about the other conferences that are going on, their championships that'll be happening that day as well.
Here's how our bracket is shaping up right now. We're in the middle of LSU, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky still to come, but we know our first semifinal tomorrow. It'll be South Carolina and Ole Miss. That'll be at 4:30 Eastern over on ESPNU. And we had a pretty lengthy delay in this one, 44 minutes due to weather. So, Brooke, Tennessee and Kentucky, they're having to wait a little bit longer to play their game tonight.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking earlier about, if they caught the news, would they have left the hotel at the same time? Tennessee did catch the news, so they spent a little more time at the hotel. Kentucky got here at their same time that they would to prepare. However, since the delay, they sent people out to get some Uncrustables, some orange slices, maybe some purple Huggies and grapes. Snacks are life and very important during a delay.
There is nothing like a Crustable. It's got a little peanut butter and jelly in there.
Or an Uncrustable.
Or an Uncrustable.
I'm sorry, Uncrustables. Uncrustables. I always thought if you eat crust, you get curly hair, so I always try to stay away from it.
What is wrong with curly hair? Wait a minute, because I'm bringing the curls at some point during this tournament.
For this short dude, you don't want any curls. Your curls look amazing, by the way.
I agree.
Alexis Morris got her twist happening, also her 3 happening. 5 of 7 from the three-point line.
Yeah, LSU has hit 9 threes. 9 seconds now for Morris. Over to Kateri Poole. Did not hit the rim, and it comes down into the hands of Georgia.
Diamond Battle back in the game with those 3 fouls.
Battles for 3. Javin Nicholson, offensive rebound, another one. 2 O-boards for Javin Nicholson.
You see right away, Kim Mulkey goes, I gotta have Angel Reese back in the game. Nicholson is commanding the glass.
Yeah, Reese waiting at the table to check in as Nicholson has 11 points, 4 boards. Samaya Smith, offensive rebound. Alexis Morris, you like the decision to drive it?
I love it. Little shot fake, get a little closer, and then just float through the lane in that jumper.
Look at her comparison. Averages about 15 points a game. She got 26 tonight.
And we're just barely finishing the third quarter.
Turning time.
Just getting warmed up.
Steal by Kateri Poole.
Morris is by herself. Poole's got to find her.
Samaya Smith. Fadeaway won't fall.
Diamond Battles needs to get going really for Georgia.
Just 7 points, only 2 for 10 from the field for Battles. Audrey Warren tried to save it, but threw it into the back of the backboard.
Talked about Alexis Morris coming in ready, 26 points. She started this game out, lining it up like radar, knocking down the three-point shot, and the delay, hey, it didn't affect her not one bit. She has maintained the heat. Mercury is up for Alexis Morris.
Science.
Well, you know, I went to Vanderbilt.
That's true. She's tied her career high with 5 3-pointers.
Oh, that was a nice pass.
Yeah, they've had a couple of great connections. Alexis Morris inside to Angel Reese. Fouls on Mallory Bates, her second.
They're putting Alexis Morris and Angel Reese opposite each other. They're also recognizing the small of the zone on the backside so that when Morris gets it, you look. Angel Reese has inside position on Mallory Bates and just throw it to the corner of the backboard.
$15 points now for Reese, 6 rebounds. She's seeking her 28th double-double of the season. That would be an LSU record.
Kim Mulkey was quick to get Angel Reese right back out of the ball game.
Reese does have 3 fouls. That Battles trying the 3 again. 0 for 5 from deep for Battles.
She has really struggled, and she's gotten some good looks.
Kateri Poole stepping into it. Boom! 10 threes for LSU.
What did LSU doing getting while they had that double bye?
Unpack some more 3-pointers?
I think so. Or they called Amazon and got some extra ones.
Same day shipping. Morris going with the speed. Give her 28. 6-0 run, LSU. Morris had her career high against Tennessee this year. 31 points in that game. 28 today.
Georgia having to get deep into the shot clock to even get a scoring opportunity. Alexis Morris has done it all. With the steal, she can do it by herself. Not many can catch number 45 in the purple and white.
Alicia Lewis. Corner 3 for Georgia.
If there's anybody that can help Diamond Battles get things going, it is Alicia Lewis. She's going to have to really now force the issue, push it, and keep the pressure on the LSU defense.
Alexis Morris. That one a little too deep. 28.9 seconds left here in the quarter.
You know, when you're this far behind, instead of using the whole shot clock, I think, why don't you go score quick, try to get good defense and get yourself another possession instead of letting the whole clock run itself out.
Mallory Bates. Little high-low to Brittany Smith. Tough shot, Flau'jae Johnson's got it. Time ticking down in the third quarter. Oh my goodness, Flau'jae! Like it's no big deal. Ran right over to Kim Mulkey. An 11-3 run for LSU.
Flau'jae Johnson has showed out in her first appearance in the SEC tournament. It's running down, no problem. Kim Mulkey said, baby, that's what I'm looking for. You are big time.
Three-pointers in this game.
This is how you want to enter the SEC tournament. You've got the double bye. You don't want to show rust. You want to come in and present that you are ready, and that's what LSU has done.
Samaya Smith is fouled underneath the basket, and Angel Reese immediately going over to her.
That's the big sister right there. Smart move by the leader on your team. Understanding, look, she saw it was an accident. Get your teammate away. Don't let your emotions get involved. That's good leadership. Tried to be a little sneaky, throwing the ball in off the backside of Georgia.
And that's going to be back-to-back fouls on Mallory Bates.
Now, Mallory Bates didn't see the ball. Alexis Morris tried to sneak in and then tripped over Bates' foot.
That's 4 on Bates, so she'll take a seat. And then Angel Reese is fouled by Brittany Smith. Excuse me, it was on Alicia Lewis, her second.
Isaiah's by herself in the corner.
It's Alicia Smith over to Lewis. Bobbled it. Alexis Morris feeling it a little bit in transition. Little heat check there. We're waiting on Javin Nicholson to tie her shoe. She's ready to go now.
On Angel Reese, that's number 4, right?
Yes, it is. "15 points, 6 rebounds, and that's her 4th foul.
Hey, that looked all ball to me. That looked clean at my first eye, but my second eye may catch something different.
What about your third eye?
Oh, that's my inner eye. You don't know about that one.
I can only imagine what that one sees.
Everything.
Kateri Bull had a wide open lane to the basket. Diamond Battle seeing Zoisha Smith up ahead. Possession arrow to Georgia, jump ball.
But that's the right idea by Georgia. That's what they've got to do. Every opportunity they have right now, they need to pick up the tempo, try to get out in transition.
This Georgia team, they won their opener yesterday here in the SEC tournament, defeating Auburn 63-47. Coach Abe becoming the first Georgia head coach to win their debut in this tournament.
Well, you're only talking about 3.
I know.
Andy Landers was there for 100 years. I know Coach will appreciate that. Then Joni Taylor, and now Coach Abe.
Jordan Isaacs fouled underneath the basket. It's LaDasia Williams. For a second.
We were talking earlier today about Jordan Isaacs. She only averages 2 points a game, but she's in the starting lineup. And we asked Coach Abe about that of, a player that doesn't produce as much offensively in the starting lineup. She talked about how hard Jordan works, the defense that she brings, that example, that intensity you need to start off the ball game.
Yeah, she is a vocal leader. One of two from the free throw line. Kateri Poole in trouble. And Kim Mulkey's going to call timeout. Tigers in control, 73-50, 8:16 left in this SEC tournament quarterfinal. The 2023 SEC women's basketball. Alexis Morris, she's got 5 of them. Flau'jae Johnson has 5 of them. 11 three-pointers to tie a season high for LSU. Second season under Kim Mulkey, and it's been really interesting and maybe not surprising to watch how the Tigers have risen under Mulkey's leadership.
Well, in their first year, they go to the NCAA tournament. They were a 4 seed, and now how they have climbed the ranks, the respect of the committee. And I think if they had the ability to possibly pull off winning this tournament, Charlie Cream talked about they could move to the #1 line in this year's NCAA tournament.
Well, you guys, you think about, too, the Kim Mulkey effect and just the LSU community and how they embrace women's basketball. They've had sellouts, 15,000 plus packing the Pete. So it is an elevating time for women's basketball in the game as Flau'jae Johnson nearly misses some more highlight reel material. But yeah, that's what I love. I love that it's a growth of the game. I mean, Carolyn, you mentioned it. It's Mardi Gras, it's like Mardi Ball up here in the stadium today. So it is a must-see event for LSU this year, and I love that. It's growth of the game.
Yeah, we've been at some, the crowd, they've traveled here in Greenville. You see the sparkly sequin jackets now.
Those are Kim's crew. That's Kim's crew.
It's Kim's crew. You cannot. How wild was it to do the Tennessee game at LSU in Baton Rouge?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, there was a lot of fans there. I mean, they packed that place. They line up to come in. And I think, too, Kim has that connection because she is from Louisiana. She knows the Louisiana culture. She talks about all the time the food. She's loving it right now because it's crawfish season.
Yeah.
So, Kim Mulkey, I can guarantee you that when she's finished with the SEC tournament, she's going to come home and have she's going to go home and have herself a little crawfish bowl.
Pass up ahead to Samaya Smith and Jordan Isaacs with the stop. Now, look, the question coming in, and it has been all season, about LSU is how good is this program? Because when Kim Mulkey made the schedule last year, she knew she was going to lose 80% of her scoring. She did not know the transfers that she was going to get coming into the program. So, Carolyn, watching LSU, how good are they?
They're really good. And especially with the way that they have demonstrated tonight, it's not just Angel Reese. And they can score without having Angel Reese on the floor. When you see what Alexis Morris can do, Flau'jae Johnson has matured throughout this season. You've got Jasmine Carson, Kateri Poole has been able to come in, and LaDasia Williams, what she has done, her maturity through her time spent in the SEC, she has fit perfectly in to Kim Mulkey's system.
Yeah, so they've got those scorers back, 3rd in the nation in points per game. Brooke, what do you think about how good this LSU program is?
I'll tell you what, I mean, as they move on and they come closer together, the execution for me is what I see. It's the tweaks, right? We talked about South Carolina being that team that doesn't necessarily need to revamp or do a whole lot to their program. It's minor tweaks. And as you see a player like Flau'jae Johnson become more mature, become more vocal, and start to lead the breaks, that's when you know you have something really special.
The thing that you're going to get from a Kim Mulkey team, three things. You're going to get a presence in the paint, because she's going to get paint points. She's going to demand that her team play terrific defense, and you have to rebound. And I think that is a great recipe for her success.
Yeah, and she's talked about, Brooke, that she was kind of surprised. If there's anything that surprised her, they bought into the defense. It came pretty quickly for this group.
Buying into defense in college is not really a thing,
yep.
So you definitely have to get used to it. As Flage, what defense? She just needs to hit those threes for 4.
That is 6 3-pointers now for Flage Johnson, just adding to the career high.
Now listen, if LSU is to advance on to the semifinals, you don't want to use them all up in the quarterfinals.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
You might want to put some in the bank, Flage. This is just too easy right there.
Oh, that was a 2.
Her toe was on the line.
Toe was on the line.
She's a player that's just built different. You know, think
freshman of the year is what Flage Johnson said. She is the freshman of the year.
She just looked at the table and said that.
She wanted to remind me, or remind us, that she is freshman of the year, and she has played like it.
When you say built different, Brooke, what do you see?
I see somebody who goes to class, who gets to the gym at 6 a.m. even before class, who's the last one to leave the gym, who leaves practice and goes home and starts to work on her craft of rap and writing, constantly being a sponge. I heard a great story today about Dr. Tommy Carson, who's a media trainer at LSU and trained Shaq. And when Flage started to talk to him, she whipped out her iPad, started taking notes, and they just love the fact that she is a sponge.
She's so mature as a freshman. She takes her craft seriously, both the basketball and her music career. And she's competitive. And in one interview that I saw with Flage, the Power 5 schools, some of them backed off because they didn't know how serious she was going to take basketball because of her music career. She loves basketball, and she has done a terrific job of compartmentalizing when it's time to work on her basketball and when it's time to work on her music and when it's time to work on her schoolwork.
Points now for Flage, her 5th 20-point game of the season. 5 threes to go along with that, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Last 3 games, 18 points for Flage. Tonight, 20.
And she's not finished.
She comes out with the rebound here.
I mean, that's, again, she reminds me of Kalia Copper of the Chicago Sky. She's a rebounding guard. She can score. She's explosive off the bounce. Score at all 3 levels.
So what's the next step for her? She's just a freshman.
Well, I think that she's going to continue to get stronger.
Yeah.
And if she gets stronger to go along with the talent that she already has, she is going to be something special in this league. Potential SEC Player of the Year. She continued to mature. Wow.
Carolyn, I agree with you on the Kalia Copper comparison. I'm wondering if you also see any Diamond to Shields in her game.
Diamond to Shields, but you know, Diamond is so fast and at times can be out of control. Flage has shown a lot of composure to kind of ratchet that in already early in her career. Flage's not as fast as Diamond to Shields, so
yeah,
a little bit to pull back there. But she's got that athleticism.
Flage, one of 4 players for LSU in double figures tonight, one of 2 with 20-plus points, as Alexis Morris has 28. And Brittany Smith is fouled. It's the 3rd on LaDasia Williams.
Let's go back to Flage Johnson. One more thing that when we were talking to her and I asked her, how do you handle, the pressure? She just looks so calm and cool, collected on the floor and playing basketball. And she said, Carolyn, you know all the stuff that I have seen? She said, you know, people sometimes worried about where their next meal is coming from. That's pressure. She said, basketball, this is just a game. This is fun. She has it all in perspective.
What a mature perspective for a freshman coming in.
This has been an impressive display so far by LSU.
Kateri Poole is fouled by Diamond Battles. That's going to be her 4th. LSU outscored Georgia 28-18 in the first quarter, and they've been in control since.
Diamond Battles, I believe, is going to try to make one more push, but it'd have to be real quick right now. Yes, the scoring droughts have been a problem for Georgia. They bring the defense, but just finding the consistency offensively has been an area that Georgia's going to have to continue to build.
And this Georgia team, they're not done.
Oh, no.
No matter the outcome of this game. Charlie Cream has them as an NCAA tournament team. They're a 9 seed right now. A win today would move them to an 8, but they would stay a 9 with a loss. And I know for NCAA tournament teams out there, you're not going to want to face Georgia and try to figure out this defense.
You just read my mind because, you know, you think a lot of teams will play against this defense and if their zone offense isn't working, they just run our man sets. Well, that doesn't work at times either because it can morph and look in so many different things. It's a matter of how high the wings cover, how low, or how much you want to flood the paint. And Georgia does a good job of taking away that first and second option.
I'm sure it's helped LSU to have seen it before this regular season meeting went to overtime. It also helps that LSU is shooting 54% from the field.
Well, it's almost like you know that Kim Mulkey said, if you knock down some outside shots, it's not going to be a problem. And that's what Alexis Morris, Flau'jae Johnson has come in and been able to do.
That's the first field goal for Georgia in 3 minutes. It's by Brittany Smith.
Look at Brooke with hands.
We see you.
First of all, that's a mom reflex that has nothing to do with basketball.
Yeah.
Protect the baby.
You know it.
In this case, was the baby Charlie Cream? Is he sitting next to you?
Yes, I was about to take a charge for Charlie Cream. Look, we need him for the postseason.
This is
I will
his
save
time.
and sacrifice myself for Charlie. Trust.
This is his time. Where would we get our bracketologist if Charlie was taken out by that basketball?
I don't know where we would be. That's our cheat sheet. More times than not, Charlie Cream is right on line. I think that the committee listens to Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
Because Charlie has watched all this basketball. He looks and compares the schedules, the numbers, to where everybody fits.
And speaking of Charlie, let's take a look at Georgia's resume. Charlie has them as a number 9 seed, 34 in the net, a 21-10 record. They ended strong, too. Won 8 of their last 10 games, and those 2 losses, LSU and South Carolina.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No.
Yeah, because the committee does look at how you finish those last 10 games. Georgia has been on the uptick of their season.
LSU's going to take a timeout here of 81-60. So there was a lot of anticipation going into the LSU game facing South Carolina during the regular season. And it was South Carolina that came out with a pretty pretty nice win in that one. They handled LSU. What do you think this Tiger team learned from that experience?
When you play South Carolina, the number one thing that you've got to do is you got to be able to knock down perimeter shots, because it's going to be really a low probability that you can rebound with South Carolina. So you got to hit shots to pull their defense out, to then have them respect you from the perimeter, to open up things in the middle. The other thing that you've got to be able to do is play tough defense, and I think that LSU is a very good defensive team. And then you've got to have endurance, because South Carolina Dawn Staley can go from one end of the bench to the other with great players. It is not a drop-off when she goes to her reserves.
South Carolina has already advanced to the semifinal. LSU about 3 minutes away from advancing to the semifinal. They wouldn't face each other until the championship game. Still another game, obviously it'll be tough tomorrow, whether it's Kentucky or Tennessee.
I think the other thing, the experience against South Carolina, you can talk about it, but until you actually experience to know what it's like. And I think that that was a great experience for Flau'jae Johnson.
Absolutely.
Diamond Battles, only 7 points tonight. She's 2 of 12 from the floor.
Ooh. Mallory Bates shut it down. Alicia Lewis trying to feed inside. Alicia Lewis has her first career double-double, 14 points, 10 assists.
Well, she had 12 assists yesterday.
It's a career high for her, 2 short of the record yesterday with those 12. She's going to be important for an NCAA tournament run for Georgia.
And now LSU will really work on execution, take care of the ball, use the clock, and finish this thing off.
Flau'jae getting her own rebound. Blocking foul on Brittany Smith.
Look at Morris, Johnson, and Reese. 63 points combined.
They've outscored Georgia.
Wow. I mean, that was a show out of the gates for LSU.
Yeah, and I feel like they got their shots in the flow of their offense. They weren't forcing things up.
Well, they knew what to expect in going up against this matchup of Georgia, and they knew where they wanted their shots from. It wasn't a guessing, oh, I happen to be open. They knew what opportunities were going to be there.
That's the key. You got to be confident.
Let's pay attention to the scouting report.
Yes. Flau'jae Johnson and LaDasia Williams are going to check out. Flau'jae with 21 points. 5th time this season she has had 20 or more points and a career high 5 3-pointers, 8 rebounds also.
That's a great introduction to the SEC tournament for that freshman.
Saying I am the SEC Freshman of the Year.
And don't forget it.
Yeah. Let me remind you.
I think she could be a candidate for National Freshman of the Year.
Came in as the number 6 guard in this class, number 26 overall. McDonald's All-American. She was the MVP of the Jordan Brand Classic. Mallory Bates at the free throw line. be a good time to get a cup of coffee because 30 minutes after this one concludes, we're going to have our final game of the day, Tennessee and Kentucky. One more semifinal spot remaining. Had a little bit of a weather delay in this one to push that start time back, but we are going to bring it to you.
Look, can Kentucky continue to dance?
The lowest seed ever to make it to the quarterfinals.
Kyra Elsie, she worked some magic last year all the way to the championship. Can the Wildcats pull it off again?
They love this tournament.
It's been an impressive performance by LSU. It's been an impressive performance by Maddie Shear there for Kentucky. That has been a great addition to the Wildcats. It's a 6'1" guard that can do so many different things and really scoring more for Kentucky.
And she played all 40 minutes yesterday. Traveling violation against Amani Bartlett.
Yeah, Maddie Shear played 40 minutes. Blair Green played 40 minutes. Will they be able to still have some more gas in their tank?
No question they got that fight, though. That's our next game coming up.
Yeah, sometimes teams come into the SEC tournament and they got a little rust. The teams that have had the double bye, there was no rust shown by LSU.
No rust to the tune of 50% from the field, 50% from three, 11 of 22 from deep. And those 11 threes tied for the most by an LSU team in SEC tournament history.
And now LSU will get to maybe hang around, watch a little bit of the next game. You see Emily go in.
Flage pointer. Emily Ward, put her in, put her in.
They pull for each other.
She's a senior, got a scholarship back in November.
Actually got, she graduated. And they had a little celebration for her at halftime of the ball game. I saw it, I didn't make that up.
Okay,
Been a great performance by LSU.
Yeah, they have came in and not just looked like one of the top teams in the SEC, but looked like one of the top teams in the nation.
Yeah, this is a team that's going to be dancing for quite a while once the NCAA tournament starts, but they got some business to take care of right here in Greenville, South Carolina.
Kim Mulkey calls the timeout as Kateri Poole got in trouble. 0.7 on the clock, but LSU is going to give Kim Mulkey her first win in this SEC tournament. South Carolina, Ole Miss, they've advanced. We're about to see LSU advance to face either Tennessee or Kentucky. And don't forget, Sunday, College Game Day will be here at the SEC tournament. How could they not be? Tigers feeling fine in Greenville. They come in, shoot 50% from the field, tie an SEC LSU tournament record with 11 made three-pointers and 2 players with 20-plus points.
Well, it's a terrific display, especially by the senior Alexis Morris, to come into this ball game. 28 points, 10 of 17 from the floor, 5 of 9 from the three-point line, and perfect 3 for 3.